The right-wing populist Law and Justice Party is on course to win most seats in Poland's general election, exit polls suggest, but is unlikely to secure a third term in office. Pollsters Ipsos suggest the party, known as PiS, has 36.1% of the vote and the centrist opposition is on 31%. If the exit polls are correct, then Donald Tusk's Civic Coalition has a better chance of forming a coalition. He is aiming to end 8 years of PiS rule under leader Jaroslaw Kaczynski. With 80.27% of votes counted, the National Electoral Commission says Law and Justice has 36.27% of the vote. Civic Coalition is on 29.41% while the Third Way has 14.45%. The final result is expected on Tuesday evening, the commission head said earlier. Speaking about the exit polls, PiS leader Kaczynski admitted he did not know if the party's success will be able to be turned into another term in power. Initial results gave PiS the lead, but they reflected small towns and the countryside which are party strongholds. Two more Ipsos exit polls published on Monday suggested PiS would be unable to form a coalition. Poland won, democracy has won, Mr. Tusk, 66, told a large crowd of jubilant supporters in what felt like a victory rally in Warsaw. This is the end of the bad times. This is the end of the PiS government. There were roars as the Ipsos poll flashed up on the screen and Mr. Tusk appeared to loud cheers and chants of his name. Supporters appeared stunned, and election officials said later that turnout was probably 72.9%, the highest since the fall of communism in 1989. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, which monitors elections to check they are free and fair, said candidates in the election had been able to campaign freely, but biased coverage by the state media and misuse of public funds had given a clear advantage to the governing PiS. We noted the erosion of checks and balances to gain further control over state institutions by the governing party, including the courts and the public media, they said in a statement. Polls closed at 2100 hours local time on Sunday, but there were still queues of voters reported well into the night in Warsaw and Krakow, and into the early hours in Wrocław. A larger proportion of 18-29-year-olds had turned out to vote than over 60s, Ipsos said. PiS was heading for 196 seats in the 460-seat Sejm or Parliament, according to the later poll, and would fall short of the 231 needed for a majority. It is unlikely to have much help from the far-right Confederation Party, whose leader admitted it had fared far worse than expected, with a predicted 15 seats. Mr. Kaczynski has painted his rival as a puppet of Berlin and Brussels and vowed to maintain his party's strong anti-migration policies. Civic Coalition leader Donald Tusk has described the vote as Poland's most important since the fall of communism and vital for its future in the European Union. He has vowed to improve relations with the EU and unlock a negation 36 bn, £30 bn, of EU COVID pandemic recovery funds frozen in a row over PiS judicial reforms that led to staffing top courts with judges sympathetic to the ruling party. Mr. Tusk's party is now most likely to be able to form a broad coalition, with centre-right Third Way and left-wing Lewica.